All right, because you guys asked and a few people have been curious about it, we're gonna look for Grifola frondosa today, and we're out in the woods. It is fall, autumn. You'll typically see Grifola frondosa. The mushroom's got a lot of names. Grifola frondosa, maitake, also the dancing mushroom, which is what I think maitake means in Japanese, but I'm not totally sure. The king mushroom, Grifola frondosa. Hen of the woods, because I guess it seems like a sitting hen in the woods to some people. Ram's head, sheep's head, and something else. Okay, so you're looking at a mushroom here that grows at the base commonly of oak trees. So at least this is what it looks like around here. We have a large oak that we're looking at right here, and because Grifola frondosa are, I think, kind of a pathogen. Now, one of the things you may want to really pay attention to are oak leaves when you haven't quite had everything fall. One of the nice things about autumn is that you'll see the whole process. Now, around here, I typically see them growing at the base of trees, and we're looking at something that is just starting out, and these little guys are here at the bottom. These ones are a little bit small yet, so I'm not gonna really harvest them. We're looking at things that are a couple of inches. I'm gonna take a walk to where I've seen some others. Some of the nice things about maitake is that they really don't have any other mimics, so they're a super safe mushroom to go hunting for. Okay, now we have another oak hanging out here. And this time of year, if you're not really sure about how to identify oaks, because I'm looking at this bark and it's looking a little different than the other guy that we had before. But we're talking about this big guy over here. You see our big old oak. Look on the ground. Here we have a whole bunch of oak leaves knocking around. And if you want to be able to identify a tree and you're not sure, well, we got a bunch of acorns. Other proof that there's an oak around. But really the main reason that we want this is to find our little hen of the woods, which again, it's early days. We're looking at early September, and if you haven't spotted it by now, tucked into the nook, we have our maitake, our hen of the woods. Other key identifying features, notice this kind of tinting and sort of white and grayish brown, and I think they're very, very attractive. What's interesting though is they will be paler when they're not in the sun. I find that when you get these guys in the sun, they tan a little bit, and apparently that's because of some close divide in the ecological tree, evolutionary tree, to human beings. I mean, like a billion years ago, but still close, I guess. You'd have to talk to somebody else about that. Okay, so one of the nice things about maitake is that they will keep coming back. They're a perennial mushroom. They coexist with oaks around here, I see most commonly. I'm not really sure whether or not we're looking at red or white oaks here, but it's worth noting trees. Maitake are, as they go, a really safe mushroom. First off, massively rewarding. Like, maitake are delicious. They're like a choice, edible, fantastic mushroom with no mimics. They're a polypore, which means that basically rather than a gill dispersal system, they have like these little tubes that run very narrowly into the fruiting body. The mycelium draw their nutrients from oaks, as I understand it, and basically in the process they're also denying the oaks those. There's other mushrooms that are very sympathetic, cooperative, and maitake are not those. So that's part of your ID, really. They will grow near the root structure. They will always be growing along wood, as I've seen them. And if you're not seeing wood immediately, you're probably not seeing it somewhere under the ground. The fruiting bodies can get very big. I've seen large sections of fruiting bodies that can get as big as like a foot here. Again, depends on the conditions. Ground temperature is also pretty key. So this should help give you a little bit of sense of the size of our hen of the woods that we're looking at here. This is the underside. Like I've said before, this always has like sort of a broccoli-like growth to me, and when we think about how to like take her apart, sometimes you can just do it with your hand and it comes apart quite easily, and you can just tear them into nice little shreds. Again, make sure that you're checking around and getting it nice and clean. I really am probably going to go over this guy yet again to make sure that there's no little pieces, no little riders and things like this. But I want you to notice that if the mushroom is prime, it looks and smells fresh. Nice kind of woodsy, mushroomy smell, light on this one, but still. And you should be able to just tear it apart with your hands, just be like, hey, okay, thanks. And, you know, if you can't, we'll get that out of there. You can't, then you should probably cut that section away. If a knife easily passes through the section, then you have a good section of mushroom to eat.